Everyone thought the iPhone Air was a bad idea. But here's the twist. It's already outperforming the iPhone Plus, and it might actually become Apple's default iPhone. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. That's surprising, because if you look at the initial reaction, the iPhone Air didn't exactly win people over. It launched alongside the iPhone 17 lineup with a super slim design, but also came with compromises, a smaller battery, fewer cameras, and a price that didn't exactly scream budget-friendly. On paper, it sounded like a tough sell. And early on, that seemed true. Sales were reportedly weaker than both the base iPhone 17 and the Pro models. Production even had to be scaled back at one point. That usually signals a flop. But here's where things get interesting. Despite all that, the iPhone Air is still doing something the Plus models never could. It's actually finding an audience. In some regions, it's already twice as popular as the old Plus models. That's a big shift, especially considering how quickly it's happening. So what changed? To understand that, you have to look at Apple's recent strategy. The Plus models were always in a weird spot. They were basically just bigger versions of the base iPhones. Same performance, same features, just a larger screen. And for most people, that wasn't enough to justify the higher price. If you're already spending more, why not just go for a Pro model with better cameras and features? That's exactly why the Plus line never really took off. But the iPhone Air is different. Instead of just being a bigger iPhone, it introduces a clear identity. It's all about thinness. And that might sound like a small thing, but in the smartphone world, design still matters a lot. The Air feels new, it feels different, and more importantly, it feels intentional. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Apple might actually be positioning the Air as the default iPhone going forward. Look at the Pro models. Apple pushed them in a very specific direction with the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. They're more professional than ever, more powerful, more feature-packed, but also thicker and in some cases more divisive in design. Even color choices were limited in ways that surprised a lot of people. That suggests something important. Apple isn't trying to make the Pro models appeal to everyone anymore. They're making them for power users. So where does that leave the average buyer? Right in the path of the iPhone Air. If you just want a modern iPhone that feels premium but doesn't go all in on pro-level features, the iPhone Air starts to make a lot of sense. It's sleek, it's different, and it stands out in a lineup that's starting to feel more segmented than ever. And honestly, this isn't the first time Apple tried something like this. There was the iPhone Mini, a compact flagship that didn't really find a large audience. Then came the Plus models, bigger phones that didn't justify their price. Both had clear ideas behind them, but neither really clicked with consumers. The iPhone Air feels like the first time Apple got the balance right. It's not trying to be smaller or bigger, it's trying to be different in a way that people actually notice and care about. And here's the key point. It still has room to grow. Right now, the Air does have compromises. The battery isn't great and the camera system is limited, but those are things Apple can improve over time. There are already rumors that the next version could feature dual cameras, and advancements like silicon carbon batteries could solve the battery issue without sacrificing that slim design. That's something the Plus models never really had, a clear path forward. You can't just keep making a phone bigger and expect it to suddenly become more appealing. But a thinner, more refined device, that's something you can keep improving year after year. And if Apple gets that right, the iPhone Air could follow the same path as another product that started off simple but became incredibly popular, the MacBook Air. Think about it. The MacBook Air wasn't always the obvious choice, but over time it became the go-to laptop for most people. Not the most powerful, not the most expensive, just the one that made the most sense. That's exactly where the iPhone Air could be heading. So yeah, it didn't have the strongest start. It faced criticism, weak early sales, and a lot of skepticism. But if current trends continue, the iPhone Air might not just replace the Plus. It could quietly become the iPhone most people end up buying. And honestly, that's a much bigger deal than it first seems. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.